Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today we are going to be talking about all the series that I completed in 2023. So it looks like, based off of my flow chart, oops, I don't know if you can see that, but all the yellow ones are ones that I completed this year. I'm trying to show you guys. It's kind of hard. Oh, there we go. All of those ones I completed. Almost 30 series I completed this year. 30. That's great. Most of them I only needed like one more book to complete, but 30 series completed this year. That is amazing. So we're just going to go through. I'll probably share which ones were my favorite, maybe least favorite, but this will be a fun video just to share which ones I completed. So yeah, and how long it took me. Although most of these were actually probably newer ones that I started, maybe, who knows. Okay, so the first one was Aggie Morton Mystery Queen by Martha Jocelyn. This was a middle grade series based off of Agatha Christie and Hercule Poirot. It was good, but the last book I did not like. Oh, it was a terrible ending to a series. Let's just put it that way. The next one is And They Found Dragons series by Ted and Rachel Decker. This one actually had two series. One trilogy, and then they had another trilogy that was set maybe 20 years later almost. So it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I love Ted and Rachel Decker anyways, or Rochelle. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Next is the Annie Penderson series by Colleen Coble. Binge read it over one weekend. Loved it. Love anything that Colleen Coble writes. Not my favorite of her series, but definitely a good one. Next one is Beyond Wonderland Duology by Tabitha Bolden. Loved both of them. Steampunk, Alice in Wonderland, Christian fiction. Loved it. It was so good. Next is The Blackguard Chronicles by Phil Lawler. This one ended on a cliffhanger, so I honestly don't think he's going to have more in the series, but it did end on a cliffhanger, which I didn't like. I hate cliffhangers so much. But I think that's the way the series ends in the audio version as well, so in the radio show. So, oh well, I just wanted a conclusion, please. Next one was Dragons in Our Midst by Brian Davis. Just finished this one last month. There's 5 books in the series. Most of them were okay. I think the first book was my favorite, and it just kind of slowly went downhill a little bit. It was just, I don't know. Most of the books were pretty good, but some were just, they were okay. Next one was Egyptian Chronicles by Misu Andrews. Loved it. Loved both books. They were so good. Misu Andrews, love her so much. But yes, loved both of them. Finding Langston series by Lisa Klein Ransom. Loved that series. That was a middle grade series. I think it was set in the 1960s. I think. Maybe 1950s. I can't remember. But they were really good. I really enjoyed them. Can't remember what they were about right now, but I remember liking them. Next one was Hidden Masterpiece by Christy Cambron. I actually was planning on DNFing this duology and only reading the first book. But I read the second book and was very happy I did because I enjoyed both of them. Next one I finished was Hope and Glory series by Elizabeth Camden. Really enjoyed the series. I liked the first and the third book. Second book was just okay to me, but the first and the third book were really good. Next one was The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I finally completed that series, including the prequel. Hated the prequel. Hated is a strong word, but I didn't like it. The original trilogy, really enjoyed. Did not like the prequel at all. Next one is the If I Run series by Terry Blackstock. Loved it. I binge read those 3 books in one weekend as well. So, or something like that. It was crazy, but I loved it. Next was the Incarceron duology by Catherine Fisher. I remember nothing about that duology. All I know is it just wasn't for me. I reread the first book. It was just okay. Didn't really like the second book either, so oh well. Next one was the King Raven trilogy by Stephen R. Lawhead. I finally completed that one. That's been on my list for years, but completed it. Yay. So I can say completed. It was good. If you like Robin Hood retellings, it was pretty good. Next was the Ladies of Liberty series by Tracy Peterson. Read it. Still enjoy it. The Librarian of Boone's Hollow series by Kim Vogel Sawyer. Read both. Enjoyed both. Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling. Loved those 2 books. They were so good. Middle grade books. I really love them. They were great. Let's see. I finished the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Mayer. Everything, including the short stories, the novellas, everything in that series. Highly recommend them, except for one. Except for Fairest. That is one of the novellas that comes later. Would not recommend. That one actually is pretty risque. And the rest of the books are completely clean. I'm like, why would you put risky stuff in a novella series when the rest of the series was completely fine and clean? I don't know. It was weird. But the rest of the series was really good. I just wouldn't reread that one. Next, I finished Mark of the Lion by Francine Rivers. Finally did it. Third one was my favorite, actually. Although, honestly, that's an opinion that I don't think many people have. I think everybody's favorite's like either 1 or 2, but 3 was my favorite. I finished New Kid by Jerry Craft. If there's any more in the series that come up, I don't think there's gonna be. Maybe. I didn't like the series. It was okay, but there was some stuff in it that I just didn't like. Next was The Prince Edward Island Shores by Liz Johnson. I was gonna DNF it. Decided to read the last book. Glad I did. I like the last book the best. Next was Princess Irene and Curdie by George MacDonald. Loved the first book. Did not like the second book at all. Next was Prophets and Kings by Misu Andrews. Loved it. Again, love Misu Andrews. I finished the Ravenwood Saga by Morgan L. Bussey. I love that series. So good. If you love fantasy, check it out. It's so good. Tales from Ivy Hill by Julie Clausen. That one was pretty good, but not one of my favorites of hers. I also read Those Not So Sweet Boys. That was a manga series by Yoko Nogiri. Actually really enjoyed that series. It was good. Next was Triple Threat by Irene Hannon. It was pretty good. I don't remember much about it though now. I also finished The Willoughbys by Lois Lowry. I actually really liked the second book. There was a good redemption story with the parents. I really liked it. Next was The Wingfeather Saga by Andrew Peterson. Really enjoyed that series. And then the last was The Pies by Eleanor East, which is a low middle grade books about, the first one was about a dog, the second one was about a cat. Okay. Not that great. Alright, so those are all the series that I completed in 2023. There might be a few more before this video comes out, but I'm okay not adding them in. I'll just maybe add them into next year's video. Alright, so I hope you all have a wonderful day. Let me know if you completed any series or if you're still stuck in the middle. I know, personally, me, I used to just binge read series, and I wish I still did that. I need to get back into that because I do enjoy doing that. Alright, so I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next Bookmas video.